Good morning, everybody. I just want to take a few minutes to go over some nature things. And to start off by saying that we are being steered in directions as a species, human beings, that we were really never meant to be steered in. Now, I'm not going to get into theories, conspiracy or otherwise. It's well documented, well known that we have chemtrails going through the air all the time. There's particles in the air. We know that there's things like nanoparticles in our food, stuff like this now, that we literally cannot get rid of. We have microplastics in our body. Matter of fact, we've all used plastic at some point in our lives. And honestly, we probably have some type of nanobots or whatever in our bodies at this point. We also usually have a lot of parasites. Now, I had Butthead, my cat, for years. He's with my friend Jim now. That's because of the sensitivity of my roommate who owns the house that I live at to dander. And I did that because, well, I live here and I want to continue living here. So I rehomed him with somebody I knew would take care of him. Now, that being said, I had a lot of parasites. If you have an animal of any kind, you have parasites. It's a done deal. Animals carry parasites no matter how many veterinarians you take them to. They carry parasites and you're not going to get rid of them, especially with the regular off-the-shelf cheap-ass food that is peddled for animals. It's not healthy for them, by the way, at all. So I do a couple things in tea. I do mullein and peppermint for lungs. Gets rid of mucus, cleans the lungs out. I do that a couple times a week. I do dandelion root more than dandelion leaf. Sometimes I mix both together. They are both very good at cleaning the liver and the other organs, specifically the liver. I add a couple drops of oregano oil on occasion to those. Oregano oil is a very strong parasitic killer. It is also really good at killing cancer cells, and so is dandelion. If you get dandelions in your backyard, do not cut them down and throw them away. That weed is amazing. That weed will save your fucking life. Okay? Seriously. The other thing that I do, and the reason I don't have allergies anymore, is I have not been on a single pharmaceutical for about the last 5 years now. I have cut out all processed sugar that I can, unless it's by consequence in the food that I eat when I'm out. I don't do any table sugar. I hardly even use stevia anymore, even though it's mostly from a plant. Most of those makers are not all that truthful in what they put in it. So unless it is pure stevia leaf, I'm not going to use it. I do not use any of like the agave nectar and any of the monk fruit. I don't use any of that shit, okay? I don't have any soda whatsoever. I took one taste after like a couple years being off soda. I was like, what the fuck am I used to like this. It's nuts. Once you start cleaning your system out, it is crazy. Now, I will fully admit, I still have like processed meats here and there, hot dogs, foldable meats. I do still use bread on occasion, even though I know that bread is awful for you unless it has 3 or less ingredients in it. Some people say 5 or less. Fuck that. If it has anything more than 3 ingredients, I don't want to buy it. Now, my roommate uses conventional bread, and I respect that. And I do use it on occasion, but I minimalize most of the artificial stuff that I intake. Now, the one place that I know I'm still imbibing the chemicals is in the produce. And, I do as good as I can, but because I'm filtering better than I used to, I kind of take that hit to a point, but I've started taking all of my skinned vegetables and peeling them. I automatically do it. There are some people that say that you can just wash off your vegetables and you're fine. I don't trust that anymore. It used to be that the skin of most of our vegetables and fruits is where all the nutrition is. Now it's so chemically treated, you can't trust that anymore. So I just do the best I can. I cook as naturally as I can at home. I use walnut oil, real extra virgin olive oil. You got to do research on those brands. Some of those brands, they mix and they say extra virgin olive oil, and they're full of shit. We have Bertolli in this house. It's actually one of the worst. I very rarely touch that bottle. I usually use Kerrigal's Pure Irish Unsalted Butter. Well, salted now. Salted's actually better for you. The unsalted, they do actually process more. Found that out. And I use walnut oil and coconut oil. In my coffee at work, I take and I buy a bag every couple weeks of local sourced coffee, and I put a teaspoon to a tablespoon of MCT oil in it. Now, MCT oil is a highly refined, not processed, refined. There is a difference. Part of coconut oil that is shown to help with brain activity and metabolism to a high extent. And if you put it in your coffee in the morning, man, you better hold on. It is insane how good it works. Now, we have instant Nestle coffee, which again is one of the worst things you can get, but I respect what goes on in this house. I do not own this house. I merely habitate, and I do occasionally have the coffee that's in here, which I'm doing now. However, I do not any longer use any dairy product creamer or any non-dairy product creamer at all. I stopped that about 4 weeks ago now. Is the flavor different? Yeah, a lot. But I have been putting, local raw honey, raw unfiltered local. It's important. It is not processed. It is put right in a bottle. And I put about a tablespoon in there, and ginger here at home to mitigate some of the effect of this not very real coffee, honestly. I take, because I'm older, I'm in my 50s now, trying to be as healthy as I can, I take a 2,400 milligram fish oil. This is Nature's Truth. I got this at AJ's Fine Foods. Was not that expensive. I was told by my nurse practitioner I needed to up that to get my bad cholesterol down, and I listened. I work at a supplement company. They only make up to 1,000 milligram soft gels. I'm not taking 2 plus a 500 every day when I can get a 2,400 right now. I need D3, but I can't have more than a certain amount. My body can't process more than a certain amount. So I have 1,500 IU in here, in this standalone. Dr. Kovner is actually a really good, really pure brand. And then I have my one a day, okay? This one happens to be from Bronson, which is a good maker, and their vitamin D3 is 17.5, which is around 700 micrograms, or IU. So I get right around the range that I need. I'm supposed to have around 2,400 to 3,000. I'm around 24 with that. I'm embracing keeping my circulation well, so I take Primovi Shilajits from my company I work for, Nootropics Depot. I take Nigella Sativa. These are both things that help multiple systems in the body. And then because I'm trying to get my testosterone back up, I take Cistanis tubulosa. There is another variety, Cranulata, I have not taken, but this one has been working well. And another one that I don't have in my cadre of stuff right now is ashwagandha, but there's a specific one called Shodan, which is a more refined and more potent version of ashwagandha. We have several varieties of everything. I will tell you that the company I work for, their lab, will not take anything less than almost the absolute purest. I mean, it's such a small range that they have any leeway on. They send so much raw material back to companies that are giving them samples. The product that they have is amazing. I also take a dose of Infinifiber and a dose of Infinigreens every day there. It's helped my stomach so much, man. It is insane how much better I feel most of the way. So, I will say this. Cut the majority of your sugars manufactured out as you can. Fruit sugars and sugars that are in vegetables to an extent, they do not require the pancreas nearly as much to break down, thereby not spiking your sugar the same way, and you can use the energy from those sugars much quicker. Okay, so it's important to be as natural as you can. It is, however, impossible to be completely natural in this world. Even organic produce is now sprayed. Now, I will tell you, organic produce is easier to clean off than regular produce. Regular produce, the chemicals have sunk so into those things, you might as well just give up. If you do not see the number system on the sticker, if it does not have a 9, you should never fucking touch it at all, because it's either electrically influenced or it is sprayed to a high extent. There's a couple different numbers I don't remember, but I will tell you 9 is sublime, is the rhyme that I was told. Movement. Get out the door and fucking move. The other thing I do on a daily basis now, and I have for some time, is I get and find a tree, I lean against it, and I put my bare feet in the fucking grass. We have electrons and protons. We are not charging ourselves anymore. We are so away from the planet in contact that we're not getting that recharge. We're air battery. We're 78% fucking water, people. We have electrical impulses in our body. We have so much shit in the atmosphere now that the natural residence of the planet is and from the sun is not being absorbed by us the way it used to be. And I don't know if that's by design or not. I don't give a fuck, okay? I just know I'm trying to do as good as I can until the day I die to have a better quality of life. So every chance I get, I go to the gym, I do my things like farmer's walk, the exercise bike. I'm starting to get more with the abdominals because I still got a stomach, and it is just because I have not worked that muscle out a lot. That is not easy with me. I have hammer toe on my big toes on both sides. My right side gives me more of an issue than the other one, which is where I had so much weight on my feet for so long that those knuckles right by the foot that are responsible for the flexing of your toes are enlarged, and they swell and they get inflamed. So I do as much as I can to reduce inflammation, which is what the majority of that for, because if you're inflamed, your circulation is also worse because your vessels get inflamed too. By the way, animal fats are not your enemy. The artificial shit in your food is your enemy. Your body needs cholesterol, okay? Your brain, your heart, they use that all the time. Your blood cells, everything that makes up your body uses cholesterol. Now, as with anything, too much of a good thing is not a good thing. So just don't eat a fuck ton of fat. I also do not eat a whole lot of meat anymore. Like I said, I divulged full transparency. I do still have processed meat. It's not nearly as much as it used to be, and I've got to cut back on it again because I've kind of gotten back to it. But I will tell you that I favor sardines and tuna, but even that, you have to do your research. I have lists on my notepad on my phone of the brands that are to be trusted. I am going to have to start not buying Great Value brand anymore when it comes to fish and chicken. It is highly processed stuff. The stuff that's listed as good, and I've done a ton of research on this, is more at health food stores, and it is more expensive. But I am going to get up to anywhere from 2 to 4 cans of sardines a week. They are very beneficial in the phytonutrients that they have, but they have to be credibly sourced. A lot of these people that do tuna and sardines are multiple sources. They pull from people that just happen to have it, and that doesn't mean that it's pure. They could be loaded with mercury. But I know, because of my list, what the brands are that are very well rated for the lowest level of heavy metals and being pure. So follow that too. It is insanely rare, if ever, that I ever go through a drive-thru anymore. I don't do it. I've had one Wendy's sandwich in the last year. Okay, I've slowed way the fuck down. Okay, mental cognizance. You would think I don't have any. The way I just struggled with that word. Wow, I haven't had enough caffeine. That's what it is vastly better. My acuity with things around me is way better. Just by way of diet, the floaters in my eyes have gotten better. I need to improve on that more. And take McDonald's, for example, which is the worst example because they are the worst fast food on the planet. That food, dogs shouldn't even eat that stuff. It is nasty. There was a teacher, well, actually a couple of them, but one teacher in particular had a Big Mac from 20 plus years ago in the bag still and took it out, and it was still there. All the vegetables had gone, but the meat and the bun and the cheese were still there. I've seen people that have taken the cheese that's put on that sandwich, and I've seen people take a French fry from them and light them on fire because the amount of oil that's in them. The cheese that you get in the store, unless it is a single source cheese, it's not natural. I still have it at home. I do. I'll admit it. There's only so much natural that you can truly do. Because even if you grow your own vegetables on your own property, that's even trying to be banned now. So, there's people that are saying over 140,000 something farms are going to be closing by the end of the year, going out of operation because of what's going on with Monsanto, which is owned by or merged with Bayer now. I don't know all the logistics behind that. Honestly, I really don't care. I just care that I'm trying to do the best for my body. And I understand it is something I should care about, but at the end of the day, I have to look out for myself. And that means being as natural as possible. And that's what I'm trying to convey. Gut drink. And be prepared to be near a toilet after about 20 minutes after drinking this. Half of a lemon, a fair amount, an inch of raw ginger, not that powdered bullshit, raw ginger, cheese grated, cayenne, and what's the other one? Raw honey, ginger, cayenne, and 8 ounces of warm water. I do this every few days. What it ends up doing is it's just a major influencer of your bowels, so to speak. It literally just tells your stomach it's time to go, do this now. And about 20 minutes after to 45 minutes max for some people, you'll get stuff out for sure. It works great. I also do sometimes at night a warm glass of water with a bit of cayenne, a half a lemon, and that's it. It tends to pull toxins from the body while you sleep, and you sometimes get up in the middle of the night to urinate, definitely in the morning when you wake up, and feel significantly different. So I hope that kind of helps out a little bit. I know people have been looking online for answers for health and stuff, all that. It's just a matter of just cutting most of the bullshit out, man. If it has more than 3 ingredients on the back of a box and it's on the shelf, I won't touch it. If it has anything that says monounsaturated, monosaturated, canola, vegetable, natural flavorings, which is bullshit lie, by the way, artificial anything, I don't touch it. I just don't. Stay away. The food industry is so loaded with bullshit now. And not to get political and not to get theoretical, but I'm pretty sure that the people that make medicines and the people that make food are probably in on it with each other. I'm sorry. People are so medicated and so poisoned these days. And it has to be up to us to fix ourselves as much as we can. We're not going to be perfect. We're not going to be able to get rid of it all. The planet is far too gone for that, especially in this country, man. It is horrible, and it's getting bad around the world, you know. And I feel sorry for the human race. I mean, I understand. I'll go out with an olive branch to a point to these jerks and say that I understand that because of what has been done to this planet, that we, on a biomechanical level, have to change. Perhaps we're being prepared for less people on the planet. I mean, hell, like 10 million people died from COVID. They're saying other pandemics are coming along. I mean, hell, back in the early, like I think 2012, Bill Gates was openly talking about eugenics. It's not like this big secret. They're trying to get a massive amount of people to be gone from this planet. And, you know, I honestly have to say I can't really blame them too much, because we are overpopulating this shit, man. We fuck too much. Just saying, we do. I mean, Jesus Christ, there's a lot of people on this planet now. I will say, though, that it's not been helped along that a lot of the artificial stuff has happened. But we have to get off this planet at some point. I will also say that global warming is true to an extent, but also false to an extent, because we have a cycle that's around 1,000 years or so where the poles naturally shift and the heat level on this planet naturally raises and lowers, and we go through different periods. We have not really helped that along that well. In fact, we've accelerated certain aspects of that, but it's certainly not as bad as they make it out to be. And with these data centers that they're trying to put up, which are being pushed back against to a high extent, I'm actually impressed by people. It just taxes our water anymore, even more than it is. The amount of stuff that has been done to the atmosphere. I have not seen a good monsoon in this state of Arizona for 2 years. They used to be routine. They're not anymore. And our lakes are suffering. And there are several states where it's not good. And yet they want to monopolize this shit. So just do as good as you can. Be as natural as you can. Get up and fucking move. Motion is life, man. Motion is life. I drink about 1 gallon to 1.5 gallons of water a day, and I very rarely even put hydration powders in my water. We've got one from my company. I use it every now and then, and that's only if I'm like out fishing, pushing hard. Other than that, I don't do a whole lot. If you're going to make a hydration drink, a pinch of Celtic salt. It's got all the vitamins and minerals you could ever need, and none you don't. And it is natural. And there's an apothecary walking distance from my house that carries it and carries all of the herbs that I put in my body. And I don't know how long that's going to last either. I actually may get pounds of it in stockpile, because people out there are pushing to get rid of our capacity to do shit for ourselves. I mean, it's that simple. I'm not on either party anymore. I was a Republican. I left that disaster in 2017 and became a libertarian, which is one of the independent parties. I sit back and I look at the way these two parties are treating each other and treating the humans on this continent, and it's retarded. And they're doing more and more stuff that is just making it worse for us. So I would say you definitely want to kind of get yourself into nature. I will also say, excuse me, that if you're looking for supplements, the only two companies that I really like the most, Bronson is one of them. I think this is the Bronson. Yeah. Bronson as a brand is really pure. But as much as I can, I use my product. They have a great D3 supplement, but it is like 5,000 IU, and that's way too much for me at my age. I will not utilize all of it. So Just do as raw as you can, as pure as you can. Eliminate artificiality from yourself as much as possible, and it will go a long way toward health.